Scotland has got behind Nicola Sturgeon in light of the Alex Salmond crisis, as May's Holyrood election will essentially be a referendum vote, a Scottish politics expert told Express. The First Minister has won over the Scottish public and looks tipped to translate this in the May elections, Express has been told. Ms. Sturgeon is currently embroiled in a legal battle with former First Minister and ally, Alex Salmond. The pair enjoyed a good relationship before Ms. Sturgeon came to power in 2014, Mr. Salmond having picked her as his deputy leader in 2007. Both of the politicians dominated Scottish politics for a decade and led the campaign for the failed 2014 independence vote. Despite internal divisions in the Scottish National Party (SNP), the recent sacking of top SNP politician Joanna Cherry has been attributed to her loyalty to Mr. Salmond. Ms. Sturgeon has arguably come out unscathed in the eyes of the Scottish electorate. Robert Johns, professor in politics at Essex University who is an investigator on the Scottish election study, told Express that the events will not harm the SNP's chances in the May election. He said, "This election is just like its predecessors. Ever since 2014, every Scottish election has been like a referendum, and it would be a very unusual independence supporter who was willing to vote for a non-independence party just because they were unimpressed by what's going on with Salmond and Sturgeon." One of the striking features with the polling is that the SNP have done a really good job persuading their supporters to be on Team Sturgeon over Team Salmond. And so Salmond has lost a lot of popularity. It's almost as if he now is popular among people who don't like independence, because they see him as the most effective leader of the opposition. If you look at his poll popularity, it's actually gone up among people who voted against independence but down a lot for people who voted for independence. Despite this, Professor Johns added, while there's a limit to what the crisis can do to the SNP's support in the May election, that's not to say it's not doing damage to the party, and it may be that people and voters will be less impressed. Popularity for independence has surged during the pandemic. Many have noted that Ms. Sturgeon was able to make Scotland appear a state and not just a nation, a separate entity to the UK able to handle the health pandemic on its own. Currently, several polls show that just over half of Scots want independence, and would vote yes to leaving the Union if a referendum were held tomorrow. However, Robert Toombs, the renowned British historian, told Express.co.uk that the number was nowhere near enough for independence to be set in stone as many commentators have suggested.